Hey folks! Today we're talking about a chilling topic, the states where people go missing at alarming rates. We're not just talking about a few cases here and there. In some states, the numbers are so high it'll make your head spin. We're going to break down the top 12 states where vanishing acts happen way more often than they should. From big cities to the middle of nowhere, we'll look at why these places might be more dangerous than you'd think. And let me tell you, when we get to number 1 on this list, you're going to be shocked. It's the kind of place where you might want to keep an extra eye on your friends and family. So stick around as we dive into these unsettling statistics and figure out what's really going on in these missing persons hotspots. You might think twice about your next road trip after this one. 1. Alaska, the disappearing frontier. Alaska tops our list with a shocking 163.76 missing persons per 100,000 people. That's 25 times higher than the national average. The reason? Alaska's wild landscape. Picture vast, empty spaces as far as the eye can see. Thick forests, icy mountains, and remote villages dot the land. This beauty hides real dangers. Harsh weather can trap people in minutes, and many towns are so far apart that help takes hours or days to arrive. Take Jordan Simeon, a 22-year-old who vanished while hiking in 2020. He went into the Chugach Mountains and never came back. His case shows how easily someone can disappear in Alaska's wilderness. Search teams face big challenges here. They need special gear for the cold and rough ground, and bad weather often keeps them grounded. Even with all their skills, many searches end without answers. Alaska's missing persons rate is sky high for these reasons. But our next state might surprise you. It's not all forests and mountains there. In fact, some of its dangers lurk in busy city streets. Let's head south to find out more. 2. Arizona Desert Mysteries. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to our look at mysterious disappearances across the US. Today, we're talking about Arizona, where the desert plays some nasty tricks on people. Arizona's deserts can be deadly, with temperatures often hitting 110 degrees Fahrenheit in summer. This heat makes searches tough and dangerous. People can get lost and die from heat exhaustion in just hours. The terrain doesn't help either. Deep canyons and rocky hills make searching a real challenge. Now, Arizona's closeness to Mexico adds a twist to missing person cases. Some involve people trying to cross the border who get lost in the desert or run into trouble with criminals. This makes it hard for authorities to tell if someone's truly missing or if they've just gone back to Mexico. Both make finding missing people a real headache. Next up, we're heading to a state where thick forests hide their own mysteries. Don't go anywhere. 3. Oregon, lost in the Pacific Northwest. Oregon's forests and varied landscapes contribute to its higher than average missing person rate of about 8 per 100,000 residents. The state's mix of dense woods, rocky coasts, and urban areas each present unique risks for disappearances. The 2010 disappearance of Kyron Horman from his Portland school remains unsolved, highlighting how even in urban settings, people can vanish without a trace. Oregon's combination of wilderness and city life creates a complex missing persons puzzle. Our next state shares similarities with Oregon, but its tech industry adds an unexpected twist to the missing persons equation. Let's head north to explore further. 4. Washington, vanishing in the Evergreen State. Washington's missing person story has a unique tech angle. Despite being home to tech giants like Microsoft and Amazon, the state still grapples with a high rate of disappearances. Police use advanced software to track cases, but people continue to vanish. The state's landscape plays a big role in these cases. Washington's thick forests and rugged mountains can hide clues and make searches difficult. Add in the rainy climate, and you've got a recipe for slow search efforts. Washington's diverse population also complicates things. From bustling cities to small towns and Native American lands, each area faces its own set of challenges. Cities have more eyes on the street, but rural areas might not notice someone's gone for a while. As we move on from Washington, we're heading to a state with fewer people, but just as many mysteries. Get ready for some wide open spaces and surprising stats. 5. Montana, big sky, big mystery. Today we're looking at Montana, a state where big skies hide big mysteries. With only about 1 million people spread across this huge state, that's less than 7 people per square mile. This vast emptiness creates unique challenges when someone goes missing. In Montana, it can take a while to notice when a person disappears. Neighbors might be miles away, so searches often start late. By then, important clues can be long gone. Montana's extreme weather doesn't help either. Harsh winters with heavy snow and summers with wildfires make searches tough and dangerous. Law enforcement has to cover massive areas with few people, making it hard to find witnesses or clues. They often need special gear just to navigate the rough terrain. But Montana isn't all wide open spaces. Our next state mixes big cities with wild places, creating a whole different kind of missing person puzzle. Get ready for a place where urban meets wilderness in ways you might not expect. 6. Colorado, Rocky Mountain Riddles. Colorado's unique blend of outdoor adventure and urban living comes with a surprising dark side. The state's missing person rate reveals the risks of living where wilderness meets city life. Many Coloradans enjoy solo outdoor activities, but sometimes they don't return. The rugged mountains and vast forests can be treacherous for the unprepared. This mix of urban and wild landscapes creates challenges for search teams, who must be ready to tackle both city streets and remote wilderness. Tourism adds another layer to Colorado's missing person cases. Visitors often underestimate the risks of the outdoors or fall victim to crime in busy tourist areas. They might get lost on a hike or injured while skiing, unaware of the potential dangers. To tackle these challenges, Colorado uses advanced technology in search operations. Drones and specialized software help cover more ground quickly, especially in difficult terrain. These tools have proven effective in locating missing individuals across the state's diverse landscape. While states like Alaska or Montana deal primarily with wilderness risks, Colorado's unique urban-wilderness combination creates its own set of problems. Up next, we'll explore a state where the glitz of casinos meets the emptiness of the desert. 7. Nevada, Desert Disappearances. Las Vegas is known as the city that never sleeps, but Nevada's empty spaces hold dark secrets. What makes this state's missing person cases so unique? Nevada's missing persons rate is higher than you might think. The state has about 8 missing people for every 100,000 residents, which is more than the US average. This number shows how risky Nevada can be. The state is a mix of bustling cities and vast deserts. Las Vegas is full of people and lights, but drive a few miles out and you're in the middle of nowhere. This contrast makes it challenging to find missing people, whether they're lost in the city's many hiding spots or the expansive desert. Nevada's big tourism industry adds another layer to missing person cases. Millions visit Las Vegas each year, and some tourists disappear without local ties, making them harder to track. The state's harsh climate poses additional risks. Extreme temperatures in both summer and winter can be deadly for those lost in the desert, potentially causing death before they're found. To tackle these issues, Nevada has stepped up its game. They're using better tech to track missing people and working more closely with other states to solve cases. These efforts are helping, but the problem is still significant. As we leave Nevada, we're heading to a state with its own mix of cities and wild places. But this next stop has a very different landscape. Get ready for mountains, forests, and some surprising facts about missing persons. 8. Idaho, vanishing in the gem state. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into Idaho, where the stunning mix of mountains, forests, and farmland hides a troubling secret. The gem state has a higher missing persons rate than all its neighbors combined. Why? Well, it's not just one thing. Idaho's landscape plays a big part. The dense forests up north make searches really tough, while the wide open farmland down south can hide clues for miles. Each area needs its own search strategy. Now, Idahoans love their outdoor activities: hiking, camping, hunting, you name it. Alright, as we wrap up our look at Idaho, we're heading to a very different place. Our next state has way more people and even more missing person cases. Get ready for some surprising facts about a state you might think you know well. 9. California, Golden State Mysteries. California's sunny beaches and star-studded streets attract millions. But beneath the glitz, a darker statistic looms. What makes the most populous state also the leader in a troubling category? California has the highest number of missing persons in the US. Its diverse landscape plays a big role in this. Cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco have more people, which means more chances for trouble. In rural areas and mountains, it's easier to vanish without anyone noticing. The state's tech industry is stepping up to help. They're creating apps that let people report sightings quickly and help police share info across the state. These tools aim to find missing people faster in such a vast area. To tackle the high number of cases, California is getting creative. They work with local groups to spread the word about missing persons. They also team up with tech companies to improve searches. As we leave the Golden State, we're heading to a place with fewer people but similar challenges. Our next stop might surprise you with how much it has in common with California when it comes to missing persons. 10. New Mexico, Land of Enchantment and Enigmas. New Mexico, the Land of Enchantment, has a missing persons problem that's hard to explain, with a rate of about 9 people per 100,000 disappearing. It's higher than the US average. The state's diverse landscape of deserts, mountains, and forests makes searches challenging and contributes to this issue. The mix of Native American, Hispanic, and Anglo traditions in New Mexico adds complexity to solving cases. Different communities might handle missing person situations differently, and some may be less likely to trust law enforcement. New Mexico's proximity to the Mexican border complicates matters, as some cases involve people crossing the desert who may get lost or become victims of crime. Rural and tribal areas face additional challenges with fewer resources and poor cell coverage, making it harder to track missing individuals. As we move on to our last state, Utah, you might be surprised. It may seem safe, but its missing person statistics tell a different story. 11. Utah, Mysteries in the Beehive State. Today, we're talking about Utah. You might think it's all quiet and family-friendly, but the numbers tell a different story. Utah's missing persons rate is higher than you'd expect. Let's dive into what's really happening in the Beehive State. Utah has about 8 missing people for every 100,000 residents. That's more than the US average. Why? Well, Utahns love their outdoor activities. But all that hiking, skiing, and rock climbing comes with risks. People can get lost or hurt in the wild. The state's landscape is a big factor here. Utah's got deserts, mountains, and canyons, each with its own set of dangers. The weather can turn on a dime, making searches tough and dangerous. Imagine being caught in a sudden storm while hiking through a canyon. Not fun. Utah's tight-knit communities play a role too. People often know their neighbors well, which sounds great, right? But sometimes it means folks don't report someone missing right away. They might think, oh, they're probably just out of town, or they must be busy with work. Recently, Utah's stepped up its game to find missing people faster. They're using drones for searches in tough areas and working more with local groups to spread the word. These new ideas are helping, but there's still work to do. Compared to other states on our list, Utah's situation is unique. It's not as wild as Alaska or as busy as California, but its mix of outdoor adventure and close communities creates its own set of challenges. So next time you're planning a trip to Utah, remember to let someone know where you're going. Stay safe out there, folks. Conclusion. Welcome back, everyone. We've explored the states where people seem to disappear more often than others. What's causing this? It's a mix of factors. Some places have vast wilderness, others have crowded cities, and some are near borders. Knowing these risks is important. If you're heading to Alaska's mountains or Arizona's deserts, be prepared. Pack the right gear, tell someone your plans, and stay with your group. That's progress, but we're not done yet. With more than 20,000 open cases, many families are still waiting for answers. Let's keep working on bringing people home safe. Remember, awareness and preparation can make a big difference. Stay safe out there, everyone.